Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So this video is it's based on some questions that I tend to get on YouTube or even on email from people reaching out regards to music photography and concert photography. One of the questions that I get asked quite a bit is what do you take to a show, and people also want recommendations on lenses and just things that they think that they need to shoot a gig. When I first started out a few years ago, you might have checked out the other videos, I literally started out with the same lens that I use right now, which we're going to go through, and a couple of other things which I'm going to run through. When you're shooting a concert or a small gig, whatever it is that you're shooting, you really do not need that much equipment. It's more about the quality of the equipment as opposed to the quantity of it. So you can have 10 different lenses. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do the job that you want them to do. So it really is about finding out which lenses works for you, and getting to know your lens, what it can create for you, and obviously growing from there. I've got my bag here on the side down at the bottom, so I'm literally going to pull out the things that are in my bag from a show that I shot over at the weekend there. So the show that I shot at the weekend was a band called Larkins, and it was at a venue called Gorilla. It was sold out. Now this venue is small to medium. It's quite a small, it's not like it's not an arena, it's not like a stadium, it's not like one of the sort of medium-sized venues. It's quite a small one. I'm not too sure what the capacity is, but the venue itself is amazing. They've got a stage at the front there, and you've got this, there's obviously you've got the main area. There's no photo pit here, so it's literally shooting from the crowd. You've got access to get some sort of bird's eye view shots from behind the stage. As you walk up the stairs, they've got like this little panel where you can look out and take photos from, and sort of in front of the stage as well, towards the rear of the venue, you've got another set of stairs that you can go up and take photos looking down again. So I did take my flash gun, so let's go from my bag. Apologies for turning away from the camera here. So I've got my 5D Mark II here, which needs a good clean because I've not got around to cleaning it yet, which is not the best. So this is my Canon 5D Mark II, which I have had since 2010. I bought it right before I went traveling. It still does the job for me. I do want to upgrade, hopefully by the end of this year. I'm not too sure what I'm going to upgrade to, but this is the 5D Mark II. The attached lens on this is the Sigma 2470 2.8. Again, this is a lens that I bought secondhand when I first started out a few years ago. I bought it for £150 along with a second lens, as a ex-colleague of mine at that time was selling it, so I thought there's no point of buying a lens for a couple of thousand or even just, you know, a couple of £100 if I don't know if I'm going to get on with it. So this is my go-to lens, the 2470mm 2.8. It's fantastic for, as it's a zoom lens, you can zoom in depending on the distance you are from the stage or even portrait sessions. And it supports the low light, which is the 2.8, and you've got the body, which is chunky. Now that's my camera and my lens for this specific show. I also took a flash gun, and this one is the Canon 430EX2, which again I actually bought a second hand from a photographer friend of mine, and as he was upgrading his equipment, I think he switched to, I can't remember what he switched to, but he was switching anyway, so he was getting rid of all his Canon gear. Bought that second hand. It does a great job. It's got a little diffuser on there. It's perfect for how I create my photos at low light venues, where I'm able to use flash, because depending on the show that you're shooting, you may not have the option to use flash. If you can use flash, use it, see what works for you. There is no right or wrong way of photographing a show. It's entirely up to you and the signature style that you create over time. The other thing that I have in my bag is I've got 4 memory cards in case there's any issues with memory card failure. It's not happened to me yet, but it is technology. These things happen, so it's always good to have some backups. I've got 4 memory cards here. The ones that I use are the Transcend compact flash, 133 times in terms of speed, and I've got some 16 gig ones, and I think I might even have a 32, I'm not too sure, but minimum 16 gig because I do shoot in RAW, and RAW files take up a lot of space, so you want more memory because you're going to do the storage. The other thing that I did have at this show was my GoPro, which I'm gonna go and grab now. This is the GoPro black version, and it's the most recent one. And I took that with me because the guys that I was working with wanted some wide angle shots, which this 24-72 is quite wide angle because you can get some really great landscapes and so forth, but it doesn't have that fisheye effect that they were looking for. So I went ahead and used this, and I got a couple of shots which we were really happy with. So the GoPro is perfect for that, especially in low light as well. Along with the GoPro, I've got one battery loaded on there, and then I've got a spare battery because just in case anything happens to it, again, technology is great when it works. There are always those issues where sometimes you might run into a failure, which again I've not had any problems with so far, but you just never know, so it's best to have your back covered. So they were the things. And the other thing is earplugs. You don't want to damage your ears when you are shooting at shows because you are right up at the front taking photos. You're going to damage your ears, so you want to take some earplugs. The ones that I had, I mean, they got some great ones. The normal ones that I go for are the, I think they're called ACS, and I normally order them off Amazon. They're not that expensive and they protect your ears really well. However, I need to reorder some new ones as I lost them, so I just had the spongy foamy ones, which still do a great job. And the other thing that I have is spare batteries for the flash gun, because again, you just don't know when the batteries are going to run out. So guys, that is literally a snippet of what's in my bag from a recent show that I've shot. Now, even if I'm shooting at, I should probably stop playing around with this one moment. Even if I'm shooting at a bigger venue, I limit the amount of equipment that I take. So bearing in mind you're going to be traveling to and from venues, I don't know if you're going to be driving or not, but if you don't have driving access, you want to keep it quite compact and not show off the fact that you've got camera gear on you, depending on where you live and how safe it is. It's not something I like to flash around. So my bag, the bag that I use for smaller shows, where I only need either the 24-70 or the 50mm, is this bag that I bought. It's a camera bag that I purchased off Amazon quite a while ago, and I love it. I love the colour, I love that it's got compartments in there. There's quite a few split compartments there, as you can see. You can throw things in there, so your flash gun and whatnot. You've got your main compartment, and then you've got this compartment here at the front with heaps of other ones for memory cards and batteries and all that type of thing. So that's the one that I take. I do also have a backpack which I take for bigger shows. If I'm taking the 70 to 200 lens, you're going to need extra space. So honestly guys, you can get started with just one lens. It's not something I personally would not, it's not a great business decision to invest in a lot of equipment when you're not too sure if one, you're going to be making money from it, and two, you just don't know if the lens is going to be right for you, and you're going to lose value on those lenses if you try to resell them pretty quickly. So I hope this helps. If you guys have got any questions at all, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as I will be sharing more content, and you can find me on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook page also, so feel free to come and say hello, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.